Hello everyone, welcome to another card tutorial. Today's card is my entry for the current Lawnfawnatics challenge. I have never taken part in one of these colour challenges before because I can never get my act together on time to enter, but I think they're amazing, and if you've been watching me for a while now, then you'll know that I always struggled with adding too many colours to cards, and my cards in the end would kind of look a bit chaotic because I tried to fit the whole rainbow in there. So challenges like this really suit the looks that I'm going for, minimizing my colours, simplifying things a little bit, and it really just makes my work look a little bit more professional. So I'm a big fan of this, and I'm really glad I got in on this challenge on time. So as you can see, I'm using a heap of Christmas stamps for this one. So many bits and pieces from everything, and pretty much every set that has a mouse in it. I stamped all these little mice, so many of them, and by the time I got to the end of the stamping, I looked at it and thought, oh no, I don't have dies for any of these. I have to cut them out all by hand, all those little tails. But I got there in the end, as you will see soon. So what inspired this card originally was purchasing those planner sets with all the little food stamps. I thought, oh my gosh, they are so cute. They'd look really cute in a party scene. And then I thought, oh, with Christmas coming up, maybe I should do a Christmas party. I was super lucky as a kid to spend all of my Christmases with my cousins. I had a lot of them. So this scene reminds me of that. The adults at the table with their fancy little Christmas drinks, the kids playing with their toys. Not only does it remind me of when I was a kid, but it's also looking like the Christmases that I have now. I'm one of the grown-ups at the table with the fancy drinks, while my own children will be playing with their toys. As you can see, there has been a lot of stamping going on here. All the little foods, the tree, the mice, so much going on. I won't show you how I colour all of the mice because I decided to do them all the same colour, especially with this challenge having the greys as part of the colours that I was aiming to use. So I'm only going to show how I did a couple of them. The rest I'll do off camera. And I'll leave you with some music for just a couple of minutes while I colour most of these images in. I won't make you sit through all of it today because there is a lot going on with this card. That was just so much colouring. I didn't realise how many images that I had until it came to colouring them all in. So as you can see now, I'm just adding my white details to everything. This card, I hadn't really planned where I was going to position the mice, only that I wanted them in the card. So I feel like my little white details were a bit off on some of these items and mice in this card. There was just a lot going on, and I couldn't really decide where the light would be coming from until I really started to plan out where everything was going. So what I mostly focus on with doing these little white details is their eyes and their cheeks and anywhere where the light would touch them. So on the top of their ears and on their arms. I will be doing a tutorial on this soon. I've just got too many cute things to show you before I get there. It was then time to start building up this scene. So what I'm doing here is using the picnic rug from the Life's a Picnic set, stamped in some jellyfish ink. I did originally stamp it in black, but it was way too dark for what I was going for. I'm using that for the tabletop for these little mice. Now I'm working on my background. I used my Stitch Slimline die with the brick stencil, just dabbing some pale blue tumbled glass Distress Oxide ink over the top. As you can see, I'm still really not a fan of this tool, and I'm trying not to destroy everything by going in too heavy-handed. But I really like the way this turned out. It's not perfect, but it's a nice soft background. And I sprayed it with a little bit of water just to give it a bit of texture. And mostly to cover up how bad the blending was. I used my Stitch Slimline die again to cut some brown cardstock, and this is going to be the flooring. I used a wood grain stencil over the top with some brown distress ink, just so that it wasn't looking so flat. And I stuck this onto my brick background with some double-sided tape. I wanted there to be some little lights in my window, and here's mistake number 1 for the day. I was gluing it the wrong way. Quickly realised, at least I realised at that point, but I wanted these little lights behind my windows as if they were hanging outside the house. These little lights are from the Christmas Build a House add-on, and I love adding them to my scenes at the moment. So here's that tabletop again. I'm putting some glue on the back of it, and I've just trimmed down some white pieces of cardstock to kind of make a little table for these mice. I don't really have any furniture stamped. There is a desk stamp that I have, but it was going to be way too high, and I couldn't really imagine how I would alter it enough to be a dining table, so I just whipped one up. I glued it down in the middle, just so that it would hold it in place while I put all my little images around and behind it. I put a little cut into this mouse around his hand so that he could hold on to this little pot with his cute little oven mitts. This little mouse, I decided I didn't know what I wanted him to be doing, whether I was going to make him hold a little camera and be taking photos, but when I found this little glass, I thought it would be really cute to make him look like he's having one of those drinks. I then started putting all my other images on. The last thing this card needed was a sentiment. So I went digging through my Christmas stash and found "Have a very Merry Christmas." I thought this was nice and simple and it would look really cute along the top of this card. Once it was embossed, I put some foam squares on the back and adhered it to the top of my card. And there we have it. This card is complete. I hope you love it. I love this little scene. I love how happy all the mice look celebrating Christmas together. It really reminds me of my family. Especially all that food on the table. I am already looking forward to all the Christmas food, especially the desserts. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.